Something big is happening in the gun world, and almost nobody sees it coming. While everyone runs after brand new rifles and shiny pistols, a hidden group of old military guns is exploding in value. These once cheap battlefield weapons are now selling for shocking prices. So let's find out which military guns are quietly climbing in value and why. Famas F1. The French military's distinctive bullpup rifle stands as one of the rarest finds in today's market. Production ran from 1978 through 2000, with the French Army deploying approximately 400,000 units throughout its service life. Import restrictions have made civilian ownership exceptionally difficult in the United States, creating scarcity that drives value upward. The Famas F1 featured a delayed blowback system, firing 5.56 by 45 mm NATO ammunition at a cyclic rate of 900 to 1,100 rounds per minute. Examples in semi-automatic configuration have sold for $8,000 to $12,000 in recent transactions, representing a significant increase from earlier years when limited examples changed hands for considerably less. 19. Bren light machine gun. Britain's primary light machine gun from 1938 through the 1990s has become increasingly sought after by collectors. The Bren fired .303 British ammunition from a distinctive top-mounted magazine weighing 22.3 pounds in its standard configuration. Approximately 30,000 units were manufactured in Canada during World War II alone, with production continuing in the United Kingdom through Enfield. Deactivated examples currently sell for $3,500 to $6,000, while transferable NFA-registered models command $25,000 to $45,000 depending on condition and provenance. The weapon's reliability in combat, with a cyclic rate of 500 rounds per minute, contributed to its lengthy service across Commonwealth nations. 18 MP5. Heckler and Koch submachine gun achieved legendary status through decades of military and law enforcement service. Production began in 1966 with the MP5 chambered in 9 by 19 mm parabellum pre-ban. Semi-automatic versions have appreciated significantly since the 1994 federal assault weapons ban expired, with prices ranging from $2,500 to $4,500 for civilian models. Transferable select fire variants registered before 1986 sell for $30,000 to $50,000. The roller-delayed blowback system provides exceptional accuracy, with an effective range of 200 meters. Law enforcement agencies in over 40 countries adopted the platform, creating a documented service history that enhances collector interest. 17. UZI Carbine. Israel military industries produced the UZI from 1954 onward, with the carbine variant featuring a 16-inch barrel to meet civilian regulations. The open-bolt design fires 9 by 19 mm ammunition at 600 rounds per minute in select fire configurations. Israeli military-issue carbines with original markings now sell for $1,800 to $3,200, up from $800 to $1,200 just a decade ago. The weapon's compact design, measuring 25.6 inches overall with the stock folded, made it popular with military forces in 90 countries. Semi-automatic carbines manufactured before import restrictions carry premium values based on manufacturer markings and military provenance. 16. Mosin Nagant PU Sniper. The Soviet Union's primary sniper rifle during World War II now represents a growing segment of the collector market. Standard infantry Mosin Nagants remain affordable, but PU sniper variants with original scopes and matching serial numbers have appreciated considerably. These rifles, chambered in 7.62 by 54 mm R, featured a 3.5 times PU scope mounted on a side rail. Production records indicate approximately 330,000 sniper variants were manufactured during the war years. Current market prices range from $800 to $2,500 for authentic examples with matching numbers, compared to $200 to $400 for standard infantry rifles. Collectors verify authenticity through armory markings, serial number matching, and scope mount characteristics. 15 M14. The United States military's primary service rifle from 1959 to 1970 has experienced renewed collector interest. The M14 fires 7.62 by 51 mm NATO ammunition from a 20-round detachable magazine with an effective range of 800 meters. Military configuration models with original selective fire capability and proper registration command $35,000 to $55,000. Semi-automatic civilian variants built on surplus receivers sell for $1,800 to $3,500. The rifle's replacement by the M16 was controversial, and approximately 1.3 million units were produced. Military surplus examples with documented service histories, particularly those issued to specific units or deployed in Vietnam, carry additional premiums. 14. Walther P38. Germany's replacement for the Luger P08 served from 1938 through the end of World War II and beyond. The P38 introduced a double-action trigger mechanism to military pistols, chambered in 9 by 19 mm parabellum wartime production by Walther, Mauser, and Spreewerk, totaled approximately 1.2 million units. Examples with original Nazi-era markings sell for $800 to $2,500, depending on manufacturer, date code, and condition. Post-war production for the Bundeswehr continued through 1963, with these later variants valued at $600 to $1,200. The 8-round magazine capacity and 125-meter effective range made it a practical service pistol that remained in use with various military forces into the 1990s. 13. Colt 1911 Service Pistols. The 1911 pistol served the United States military from 1911 through 1985 as the standard sidearm. Chambered in 45 ACP, the design featured a 7-round magazine and recoil-operated mechanism. World War I production by Colt, Remington UMC, and Springfield Armory totaled approximately 650,000 units. These early examples with proper military markings currently sell for $2,500 to $8,000. World War II production exceeded 1.9 million units across multiple manufacturers. Military configuration examples with original finish and matching numbers command $1,800 to $4,500. Documented service histories, particularly pistols issued to specific military personnel or units, increase values substantially. 12. FNS CAR-17. The Belgian manufacturer's SCAR-17, chambered in 7.62 by 51 mm NATO, entered service with U.S. Special Operations Command in 2009. Second-generation production batches from 2010 onwards featured refinements based on operational feedback. The semi-automatic civilian version retails for $3,500 to $4,200 new. But early production models with specific military markings or documented service use have begun appreciating the rifle's modular design, 20-inch barrel variants, and effective range of 600 meters contribute to collector interest. Limited civilian availability of genuine military configuration rifles drives value for examples that enter the market through authorized channels. 11. Dragunov SVD. The Soviet Union's designated marksman rifle entered service in 1963, chambered in 7.62 by 54 mm R. The SVD features a short-stroke gas piston system and 10-round detachable magazine, with an effective range of 800 meters using the PSO-1 optical sight. Russian military production models remain largely unavailable in the United States due to import restrictions, creating exceptional scarcity. Romanian and Chinese variants sell for $4,000 to $8,000, while authentic Russian military examples that entered the country before import bans command $12,000 to $25,000. The rifle's semi-automatic only operation and specialized role as a squad support weapon distinguish it from standard infantry rifles. 10. IMI Galil ARM. Israel Military Industries developed the Galil in the 1970s, based on the Finnish Valmet RK-62. The ARM variant, chambered in 5.56 by 45 mm NATO, features a folding stock, and integral bipod production for the Israeli Defense Forces continued through the 1990s, with approximately 400,000 units manufactured across all variants. Semi-automatic civilian models sell for $2,500 to $4,500, while military-issue examples with original selective fire capability and proper NFA registration command $25,000 to $40,000. The 35-round magazine capacity and 500-meter effective range made it effective in desert conditions. Import restrictions on genuine Israeli military examples have tightened, increasing values for rifles already in circulation. 9 Swiss K31. Switzerland manufactured the K31 straight-pull bolt-action rifle from 1933 to 1958, producing approximately 528,000 units. Chambered in 7.5 by 55 mm Swiss, the rifle features a precision cold hammer forged barrel and exceptional build quality. The straight-pull bolt design allows for rapid follow-up shots compared to traditional rotating bolt actions. Effective range extends to 800 meters with iron sights. Current market prices range from $600 to $1,200 for standard infantry rifles in good condition. Examples with original troop tags, matching numbers, and documented unit assignments sell for $800 to $1,500. Swiss military doctrine emphasized marksmanship, and the K31's accuracy reflects that heritage. 8. AK-47. Type 1 and Type 2 milled variants. The earliest Soviet AK-47 production utilized milled receivers, manufactured from 1948 through 1954 before transitioning to stamped receivers. Type 1 variants featured a stamped receiver that proved problematic, with production shifting to the more reliable Type 2 milled receiver. Type 3 introduced improvements before the final transition to stamped AKM variants. Authentic Soviet Type 1 and Type 2 examples rarely appear on the civilian market. When available through proper channels, these early milled receiver variants command $40,000 to $75,000 for transferable examples with documented provenance. Semi-automatic versions built on original parts, kits sell for $3,500 to $6,500. The 7.62 by 39 mm chambering and 30-round magazine capacity established the template for the most widely produced military rifle in history. 7. Lee Enfield. Number 4. Mark I. Britain's primary infantry rifle during World War II, improved upon earlier SMLE designs. The number 4 Mark I, chambered in .303 British, featured a 10-round detachable magazine and effective range of 550 meters. Production occurred at Fazakerley, Maltby, and other facilities, totaling approximately 4 million units. Examples with matching serial numbers throughout all components sell for $600 to $1,200. Rifles manufactured by specific facilities or during particular date ranges carry premiums. The Lee Enfield's rapid bolt operation allowed trained soldiers to achieve 20 to 30 aimed rounds per minute, a capability that influenced British tactical doctrine. 6. Colt M16A1. The Vietnam War-era M16A1 represents a pivotal moment in small arms development. Introduced in 1967 as an improvement over the original M16, the A1 variant featured a forward assist and chrome-plated chamber chambered in 5.56 by 45 mm. The rifle fired from a 20-round or 30-round magazine with an effective range of 550 meters. Transferable select-fire examples registered before 1986 currently sell for $30,000 to $50,000. Semi-automatic retro builds using period-correct parts command $1,200 to $2,500. Colt produced approximately 8 million M16 variants for military use, but authentic Vietnam-era examples with documented service histories carry significant premiums. 5. Steyr AUG A1. Austria's bullpup rifle entered service in 1978, chambered in 5.56 by 45 mm NATO. The AUG features an integrated optical sight, modular design, and ambidextrous operation. Overall length measures 31 inches, significantly shorter than conventional rifles of similar barrel length. The gas-operated system fires at a cyclic rate of 680 to 750 rounds per minute in select fire configuration. Semi-automatic civilian models manufactured before import restrictions sell for $2,200 to $3,800, while select fire examples command substantially higher prices. Approximately 700,000 units have been produced across all variants, serving military forces in over 30 countries. 4. SKS. The Soviet semi-automatic carbine, manufactured from 1945 through 1958 in Russia, preceded widespread AK-47 adoption. Chambered in 7.62 by 39 mm, the SKS features a 10-round internal magazine loaded via stripper clips. Russian examples with all matching serial numbers sell for $600 to $1,200, while East German variants command $800 to $1,500. The carbine's effective range extends to 400 meters, and approximately 2.7 million were produced in the Soviet Union. Import restrictions on Russian military surplus have tightened significantly, driving appreciation for examples already in circulation. East German production totaled approximately 240,000 units from 1955 to 1962, with these variants featuring superior fit and finish compared to later Chinese production. 3. M1 Garand. The M1 Garand stands as one of the most influential service rifles in history, having transitioned the United States from bolt action to semi-automatic infantry dominance, adopted in 1936 and chambered in .30-06 Springfield. The Garand uses a gas-operated mechanism and feeds from an 8-round en-bloc clip, instantly recognizable by its distinctive ping on ejection. Approximately 5.4 million rifles were produced by Springfield Armory, Winchester, Harrington and Richardson, and International Harvester. In the collector market, production origin and historical context play enormous roles in value. World War II manufacturing runs, especially those retaining original finish and matching numbers, commonly sell for $1,500 to $3,500, while rifles from the Korean War era typically fall within the $1,200 to $2,500 range. The most desirable examples are those with documented provenance, particularly rifles tied to specific regiments, battles, or service members. These can command multiples of standard pricing due to their historical significance. While the civilian marksmanship program still releases refurbished Garands, rifles in untouched military configuration with original wood, hardware, and proof marks are increasingly scarce. Each year, fewer high-grade examples appear on the market, and demand continues to rise not only among collectors but also among competitive marksmen who admire the rifle's accuracy and build quality. As a result, the M1 Garand remains a cornerstone collectible and continues to climb in value as availability declines. 2. FNFAL. Often referred to as the right arm of the free world, the FNFAL was one of the most widely adopted NATO battle rifles of the Cold War. Manufactured by Belgium's FN Herstal beginning in 1953 and later produced under license in numerous countries, the FAL became synonymous with Western-aligned militaries. Chambered in 7.62 by 51 mm NATO and equipped with a 20-round detachable magazine, the rifle employed a gas-operated tilting breech block mechanism and delivered an effective range of up to 600 meters. Around 2 million rifles were produced globally, but Belgian-made Herstal examples remain the most desirable due to superior machining and finishing quality. Belgian military-issue rifles in semi-automatic civilian form routinely sell in the $3,000 to $6,000 range. Import restrictions have since choked the supply of authentic military-grade FALs, especially early Belgian variants, driving values upward with no sign of reversal. Fully registered select fire FALs fall into an entirely different market tier, commanding $25,000 to $45,000 due to their historical relevance and limited number of transferable automatic weapons in the United States. Collectors increasingly view the FAL as a defining symbol of mid-20th century military power, and demand for documented correct configuration examples continues to elevate auction valuations. 1 HK G3 Heckler and Koch G3 rifle remains one of the most important military firearms of the Cold War, known for its roller-delayed blowback operating system and uncompromising reliability under harsh conditions. Serving the German armed forces from 1959 through 1997, the G3 chambered in 7.62 by 51 mm NATO fed from a 20-round detachable magazine and achieved an effective range of roughly 600 meters. Production spanned over 70 countries when licensed manufacturing is included, and total numbers across all variants approach an estimated 7 million rifles. Among collectors, early German production rifles from the 1960s are especially sought after due to their distinctive markings, furniture design, and precision machining. Semi-automatic civilian G3 variants with authentic German markings sell for $4,500 to $8,500, and values reflect rising scarcity rather than hype. Transferable select fire examples exist only within the narrow pool of legally registered automatic weapons and command $35,000 to $65,000, depending on configuration and provenance. With German military surplus import restrictions tightening significantly since 2000, original early production rifles with verified lineage have become increasingly difficult to obtain. As collectors continue to focus on historically significant Cold War small arms, the HK G3 has quietly shifted from a dependable service rifle to a high-end collectible whose value climbs with each passing year. The military firearms market continues evolving as import restrictions tighten and collector interest grows. Values reflect not just historical significance, but practical scarcity as surplus stockpiles diminish worldwide.